right, we are live. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
Mika.
Mika. What's good?
Oh, now Alexa's telling me it's time to go. Yes, you're like a minute late, Alexa.
Yeah.
Oh, let me turn off all of this beeping stuff. All right. I will most likely have to go in 2 hours. I think we can finish half the chapters today and half tomorrow. Really?
What? No, I don't think that's true at all. Because you might now it's 13 hours long, the audiobook. You might
Oh, yeah, then that can't be true.
You might have the abridged version because there's probably an abridged version for it. I'm assuming the audiobook I have is the non-abridged version because it's 13 hours long. But most of her books, not most, but a lot of her books do have an abridged version.
I mean, my book is really long too. My book says it's going to take, I hate to open this up, 15 hours to read.
Wow. Yeah. It is, the physical copy is 438. Yeah, 438.
438 pages?
Yeah, 438 pages.
Yeah. Mika, you have the wrong book.
Yeah, maybe you do. You probably have the abridged version. Hopefully you didn't buy it on Audible or something.
Uh-oh. Although that depends on how many talking breaks we do. Well, we're going to have to take a talking break because you don't have the right book.
Yeah.
And you're going to, like, if you have the abridged version, you're going to know a bunch of stuff before we get to it.
Let's read 3 chapters and we read 3 chapters and
Mika's going to be like that part
like,
where the person got killed and we're going to be like, who got killed?
Who got killed? Yeah. Yeah.
Our spoilers are spoiling even us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, I had to go to Libby to get it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't on my Kindle Unlimited. And so it was I had to go to Libby. And I was like, oh, Nora Roberts. Like the library has to have every single Nora Roberts. And it's not like people are going to be banging down the door having this on hold.
No. Typically the library, at least the 2 libraries I have, or the three libraries I have, they have some of her newer suspense audiobooks or some of her newer audiobooks. They don't have this one at my libraries, but then they have most of her ebooks. Yeah.
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 Yeah. But
it'd be nice to finish this. So we're doing tomorrow with yours too, right?
I guess.
Or
yeah.
No? Okay. Yeah. I had it on my calendar, but then I was like, you know what? I didn't even really confirm that we were doing mine today.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like we talked about it, but I don't really know.
And I'm like, are we even? I actually checked. I've been up since 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And I was like, she didn't even say, I said, let's read, maybe we should read Carolina Moon. Then Mika said, sure. And then
I know. And then I didn't even respond.
So I was like,
done. I just got to put this thing up. So I guess that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So it's 6 o'clock. I was like, okay, we're definitely doing it today because I saw you scheduled it. So
yeah, that's what I was like, you know what? I'm just going to schedule it because if I don't, I'll forget it. And then, yeah, I never even said, okay, see you guys tomorrow.
When we figured it out, we're here.
Yeah.
We can do tomorrow. I can totally do that.
Okay. All right. We'll see what Mika says when she realizes she has the wrong book. I don't know if she can get the right book.
Hopefully. I don't know.
Oh no, I bought the audio on Audible because I couldn't get it anywhere else.
How long is the book? And you can absolutely almost return it. I can walk you through the steps and you can actually message them. It's super easy. You might even, if you don't do it often, you can do it by yourself. As long as you have a subscription. If you don't have a subscription, you can't.
And check to make sure. Make sure you have the abridged audio.
Yeah, how long must be abridged? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Well, mine is like 6. We're all like reading the same thing. We're all reading out loud together. Yeah, mine is like 6 hours long. Oh no.
No. So do you have an Audible subscription? If you don't, then you won't be able to. And if you bought it with money, you won't be able to return it, even if you have an Audible subscription. If you bought it with a credit and you have a subscription, you can return it like that. Even if they've locked you out of returns, like yourself, you can message them and it takes like 3 minutes. I'm always doing it. And you can return 3 books at once. I will have used that return.
But then we can't read this one because she can't get an unabridged version. We have to read a different book.
Is there Okay. Okay. If that's, I don't know.
Okay. Well, should we pick another book?
Do you have access to any play? Mika?
Do I?
Mika.
Oh, Mika.
Do you have access to any play? Maybe I could like return one of my books on Audible and then gift you a credit if you want me to. We could do that.
But she said you can't get the unabridged on Audible. She says she can't get it anywhere. She can't get an unabridged version.
I thought maybe she couldn't like access it right now and she couldn't return it or something like that.
Oh,
but
okay.
I could be wrong.
I
don't know. We can, if we have to switch to a different book, I guess we can do that. That's fine. I'm honestly kind of nervous to start this book anyway. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, and it's similar to another book where the main character was abused by, like, the first third of the book was just him being physically abused by his dad. So it was like, this one's, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard to read, I would assume.
Okay. All right, Mika, do we need to pick a different book or?
Yeah.
Okay. My Libby doesn't have it. My BookBeat doesn't have it. Audible only shows me this one.
Really? If you, okay, I don't know. Do you, I don't know if any play is in Europe. Any play, you can get a 7-day free trial, and they have it. That's where I'm getting it. But you have to like scroll through all of her books to find it because they're just like a really glitchy platform. But
well, and we're not going to finish the book in 7 days.
No, true. Do we?
Oh,
okay, wait.
We're standing by. We're standing by.
Do you know when that comment came in? Did it say
now.
time on it? Okay, just now. Okay, we're waiting.
Well, 5:07, just now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we are waiting. We're waiting, and that purple color is growing on me.
I like it. Yeah, I'm not a purple person. Really don't like
that. I'm not really either.
Yeah, I thought your whole brand was purple. That's why I have you as. I switched between purple and pink on our Discord type names.
Oh,
and
I feel like I haven't done anything on the Fig Tree Boutique, the Reads page for so long that I don't even remember what the colors really were.
Yeah, it was like gray, white, and purple. I feel like, and then the logo I made real quick on Canva with like a treehouse. I used pink and purple. On my
oh well, change it if you want that. I clearly don't care. Clearly don't know. Okay, if I search for Carolina Moon Nora Roberts instead of just Carolina Moon, oh, it shows me the unabridged. Okay.
Can you get it?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a subscription, you should be able to return it easily. If you don't, I don't know how much it is. They might. I don't know if it's on sale.
Yeah, maybe you can return it and say, "Oh, I made a stupid mistake." Not that you were being
they'll
stupid.
return it.
I would never want to say you were being stupid, but
they'll
think I got the wrong one. Like, it's clear that you're trading the unabridged or the abridged for the unabridged, right?
I guess
you read the book and now you're returning it to get a different book.
Here's the thing. I'll finish a book, go right to the website, return it, and then get another book and then just repeat it.
Yeah, Tina, stop talking about committing fraud on like.
This is not fraud. This is not fraud. This is they've stopped me and then they give me the right to return back.
I'll see how quickly I can return this one. The last time I had to talk on the phone with customer support for a while. So, all right, let's see. We will stand by. There's nothing we can do. So we will chat while you figure out what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said your day had been rough already. You said you had a lot going on.
Oh, just so this weekend I was at a friend's house.
Fun.
And like just had fun, like relaxed. I didn't even take my laptop with me. Like I didn't really look at my phone the whole time. It was great.
Nice.
But then like the past 2 days, I've been super busy with like the regular work. But then I also was on a webinar from like 4:45 my time in the evening until midnight the past 2 days. And then I've been up in the morning for meetings that I had at like 7:00 in the morning.
Oh, wow. You're getting
So I have like not gotten, I feel like I feel like if I add it up, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to know how many hours of sleep I have and haven't had. But it's been just a few hours of sleep every night. And that's why I have my glasses on today because I was like, I am not putting my contact lenses in.
Yeah, no.
I can't do it. My eyes are like.
Yeah.
And then tonight I have another thing. And after we finish here, so I'm glad we're finishing maybe at 7 instead of 8, because that'll give me an hour and I can run to the supermarket before my next thing starts. And then, so tonight I'm going to be working until my last meeting over Zoom starts at midnight.
Starts at midnight? What time zone are they in?
They're Eastern. They're in New Jersey, so it's their evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
starts at midnight. Girl, your sleep schedule might get rocked. Like mine
this week, like these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I've got to get up tomorrow morning. I've got another meeting at 7 a.m.
Do you want to? I mean, if you don't want to do Tuesday, then so you can just like have a day of rest. I don't know if you're gonna rest on Tuesday, but if you're like feeling so tired you can't do tomorrow, I say Tuesday. I did, right?
You said Tuesday.
I mean tomorrow. Like if you can't. If you're so tired you don't want to be on.
Let me see what's happening tomorrow if we don't do this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it'd be helpful to not have to do this tomorrow. But also we can do it. Like look, be helpful, yeah. But it also, it's not like this is hard work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. True. Just
yeah.
Well,
so, yeah.
Whatever, really. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a lot though to have to do all that.
Yeah, it's just been the last 3 days have been late nights and early mornings. And the early mornings are more my fault. Because I keep scheduling things. When people are like, well, can we do it? And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess so. And then I scheduled stuff and just didn't realize that I had the webinar Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because I usually don't. So it's usually not a big deal for me to be up really early or to be up really late because I work with people on the East Coast. I work with people in the US, right? So my late night is just your regular after work. So I just, not having that break in between has made my days very, very long. And so long that I haven't even had any candy in the house.
No candy in the house.
I know. Like normally, and that's my fault because I went to my friend's house over the weekend and didn't go to I didn't have my normal weekend either where I can like go to the supermarket, I can do my laundry and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't have the pre-candy ready for all of my
events.
Yeah. So tonight, if we finish at 7, that'll give me just about enough time to run down the hill and back up the hills from the grocery store.
Okay. Yeah. Are you going to get your taffy candy or something?
I am. That's what I always get. That's what I love.
Okay.
Yeah. Ruining all my teeth. It's fine.
I'm so my mom has off on Tuesdays and every Tuesday we're going to the doctor's office for my dad. So like we can't he's doing something that's like kind of just like it's really not that big of a deal.
I don't know. Going to the doctor every week seems like a big deal.
He's a pretty private person. I don't want to say it online, but I would. It
sounds serious. I'm going to be a little bit concerned. So yeah, it's
really not serious at all. It's kind of the process of helping something he's been dealing with for 30, 40 years. Okay. So, we have to go there every Tuesday, and so we can't have doctor's appointment. I can't have a dentist appointment for a bit of this foreseeable future because my mom only has off on Tuesdays and the weekend, and the dentist isn't open on the weekend. So I'm just gonna have to wait until, or maybe they could drop me off and then they could pick me up. But Yeah, but it's right. The doctor's is right near the adult education, the GED place. So
Okay.
yesterday, I went in and I did what was called the TAB test for my math. So like, there is like registration, reading and a writing test. I'm sorry, reading and a math test. And then there's a reading and a math test. And then there's studying. And then there's 4 tests. There's math, reading, science, social studies.
Okay.
And then there's the 4 GED tests in those subjects.
Ooh, okay.
So that's the order.
Okay.
I need to do the first reading test and the second reading test. I did the first and second math test. So once I do that, then they'll be like, here's where you're at. You're going to need to study a lot, probably.
Okay, yeah, then they tell you like what you need to focus on, and then you go and do the test. Ooh.
Yeah. And then you have to do a test in every single subject. That's called GED Ready before you're allowed to do the GED test.
Ooh. So how were the tests that you've already done? Are they hard?
They were pretty easy.
Okay.
I mean, they weren't like they weren't that difficult, I feel like. I was just I
don't think I could do like a high school math test right now. I don't
Really?
think I mean, I don't know, but I don't remember anything about geometry or trigonometry or
it's really just like kind of like basic multiplication, division. That's really kind of what it is.
What is it like? 3x times 4, and you have to figure out what x is? No. Okay, good.
It's kind of a little bit more logical. It's like, what would you use to figure out what x is? Would it be this sentence, this sentence, this sentence, or this sentence?
So it's multiple choice.
Yes. Ooh, yeah.
I might be able to pick it out of a multiple choice.
Yeah, and I got paper, and then one of the things they gave me a calculator for. Like there was 2 of them. I got a calculator for one and not for the other. And they didn't I basically left right after that, so I didn't know. They didn't tell me what I got in the math test.
Okay.
I feel like I do pretty well with math. I think someone commented. Is that their comment right there? Yes. Okay.
It is. Okay, done. Now I have a version with 13 something hours.
Yay!
All right, we are in business, Carolina Moon.
Yes, we're in business because we're Carolina Moon. I'm excited and I'm nervous.
All right, well,
we'll get through it. It'll be fine. She's good with like balancing trauma, like in my opinion, Outlander, she just kind of gives you all this trauma and doesn't tell you what to do with it. But Nora like balances like horrible trauma with like nice scenes and like happiness and like joy, and not just like trauma.
Yeah. Well, listen, in the 16th, 17th, 18th century, there nothing good was happening after the trauma. So
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
that seems to be a very 21st century situation where we turn our lemons into lemonade or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hey, Priya. I think there's maybe supposed to be an emoji there, but all I'm seeing are like 2 dots.
Yeah.
Hello. Are you going to read Carolina Moon with us?
We're starting today.
About this story, or are you just popping in to say hi, or what are you doing? Are you going to read something else? What's happening, Priya?
Yeah, listen.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So you're thinking you're going to go back to that place every Tuesday and do like, okay, cool.
Should be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's going to be much easier than doing it on my very old janky computer.
Yeah. And it is like motivation, like to have to actually go somewhere. It's like, okay,
I'm in person. I'm sitting there. There are other people around me. Like it's, there was only one other, there was like an old man who's like 60 or 70, and he was taking it too. So yeah.
Well, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the demographic of people that are going to be doing the GED, like older people.
Huh.
Like I feel like if you're trying to,
it makes me wonder why. Like why now is like the 70-year-old guy like, ooh, I should get my GED.
So we kind of had a conversation. He was, I guess he was a truck driver for 20 or 30 years. So maybe he was like all over the place, and now he's back in Kentucky where he's from, and so I don't know, maybe he like is settling down, maybe, I don't know.
At 70? Like, 70, I don't know.
I guess,
is he going to get a job? Where's he going to get a job that he needs a GED for, right? So I do wonder, like, if you see him there again, you have to ask him, like, why are you here? Get a conversation, maybe more information about this, because
I'm like, I feel like he should be here. Like 60, like older people are like, you would expect to see an older person in a GED office.
I would expect to see a bunch of young people like you.
Really? I'm like, he should be here. I'm the one who dropped out of high school 5 years ago. Like, I'm the one who shouldn't be. I'm the one who should have done it. And he's like, he's mature in age, trying to get his GED. My dad got his GED when he was like 40. I guess 40. Yeah. That would make sense, I think. Yeah. Like 40
I feel like I would expect 45. To see more people like you, because homeschooling is such a big deal now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what I would expect, for people to finish their schooling and then be like, oh, I should go get a GED, because like you need some kind of equivalent or thing to start, a lot of jobs I think require you to have a GED, right?
Yeah. Or yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to work, you
gotta have a GED, yeah, or a high school diploma.
Hello there. Actually, this live was in my feed, and I like reading. Since I saw a book in the thumbnail, I clicked the video, and that comment was by accident. Oh, I was like, I don't know what this means. I think there's an emoji, but I can't see it. Okay. But here I am. Hello, people.
Hello.
Oh, good. Okay. So what are you going to read? Are you going to read while we read? Here's Mika saying hello. Yeah. So here's how we do this, just so you're prepared when we start like talking.
Yeah. Getting into it. Yeah.
So we take, like, we're going to pick, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 chapters of this book, Carolina Moon, to read. And then we're going to all be quiet. Like, we're going to mute.
Yes.
And we're all going to go read. And so you can read, if you're reading Carolina Moon, great. If you're not, read whatever you're going to read. Sure. And then when we're all done reading the however many chapters of Carolina Moon, we're all going to get back together and turn the voice on, and then we're going to all talk about what we just read.
Yes. Spoiler talking.
Yeah. So if you want, like, you are welcome to read Carolina Moon and join in the discussion and read along with us. Mm-hmm. But also, if you're just reading something else while we're reading, that's cool too. Like, you can tell us what you're reading. Although you can't tell us spoilers if it's a book that we want to read.
Yes. And if you're cool with spoilers for Carolina Moon, then
stick around. Yeah. If you're going to read Carolina Moon like some other time and you don't want us to spoil it,
maybe
there might be a different
something. Yeah.
There might be a different reading sprint going on, but I don't know how to tell you where to find them, and I don't want you to leave if you don't want to leave. So anyway, what are you reading? I guess that is the question we're asking. Yes. What are you reading? Yeah. Hey, hello. Oh, I guess we should figure out how many chapters we are going to read.
So I looked at the audiobook before, and the first 3 chapters are in between like 30 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Which would be, that's on 1 times speed. So on 2 times speed, that's like, is 3 chapters 45 minutes? No.
Okay, so is your first chapter like 5 seconds long?
My first 4 chapters, I believe, are 5 seconds long. And then I think like then the book starts. And I got it. It says which chapter. It says chapter 1.
Well, because mine says, your audiobook says what chapters?
Yes, but it says track, and that's the chapters, and then the first like 3 tracks are like 10 seconds long, and then the book starts on like track 4.
All right, but so the book starts for me. It's called Tori, and it's just like 3 sentences long.
Oh, that's
and then it's chapter 1.
Yeah, Okay, maybe that's a part. So that's the part one. That's probably part one. Is Tori.
Okay, so because when we write down what chapters we're reading, we're always on different things because of the audiobook versus the book.
Yeah, but there are chapters. There are chapter numbers.
Right, but there aren't on yours.
There are. I can figure it out in the audiobook. And I think me and Mika will be able to. The audiobook will say chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. But we'll have to just hear it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So it'll say Tori, and then it'll read whatever, and then it'll be chapter 1, read whatever, chapter 2, read whatever, chapter 3, read whatever. Okay.
Yes. We'll know where the chapters are. It'll tell us.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Currently I'm reading The Thursday's Murder Club.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like that's something. You did read it?
I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. It's like a cozy mystery set in a retirement home.
Oh, I feel like that's right up our alley. Didn't we read? We read something set in not in a retirement home.
It was in like a dying home. It was like in a
yeah. Like, and then like the lady had her own house that she fixed up to take in people. Yeah.
Yes. She fixed up her own home. She kept them in. They were just kind of like, we're gonna die here, and we're they all had their own disabilities.
And then they do.
And they die. Yes, they die. One dies, I'm assuming. I kind of want to read the next one, but what was that called? That was called The Sunset Years of Agnes something.
Yes, that was The Sunset Years of Agnes Sharp. Oh, yeah, and it did have a sequel, too, didn't it?
Yeah, I think there's another book out after that, too. So
I wouldn't mind reading that again, the next one. All right. Okay, so Priya's not going to read with us.
Okay.
So Priya, we're going to talk spoilers on Carolina Moon. So be careful. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen to us.
Yeah. And if you want to read eventually, I mean, I don't think the first little bit shouldn't be that bad. What spoilers probably today won't be that horrible.
Right, because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we kind of got to get into it and stuff like that. So
yeah,
maybe tomorrow or next Wednesday might be more spoiler heavy. Yeah,
the farther we get into it, the more.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah.
Nora Roberts' suspense plot twists are kind of predictable. So when I was reading The Liar, I knew from the start of the book what the plot twist was going to be, and it was that. But that is like one of my favorites. So.
Okay. All right, then I'm not going to try to guess the plot twist.
Okay.
It'll be hard. That's what we talk about.
Here's the thing. You say that, and then you start guessing it in your head. And you're just like, okay, well, there you go.
Crap. Okay. All right. So let me do this banner. We're going to read chapter 1 through chapter
3. That should be like 45 minutes of reading, maybe.
It's done when you read chapter 3. All right, let me see if that says what it's supposed to say. We're reading Carolina Moon by Nora Roberts, sprint moving 1 through 3. Say done when you finish chapter 3. All right. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I'll see you in like 45 minutes then.
Okay. Happy reading.
I'm sorry. I have to jump in. The first sentence of chapter 1, I'm like, am I reading Layla? What the hell?
I thought you were saying you could hear me. I'm like, I thought I muted.
Right? Oh, no, I can't.
Okay.
I'm like, oh boy, here we go. All right. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, I think everybody is done.
That was crazy.
It's like a perfect ending time for a cliffhanger,
yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah. That
Right.
was. I was listening to the last like half of what we were supposed to read on 2.5 times speed out loud. So I was like, because my headphones wouldn't connect to the TV, and then it was just a whole mess. But I really didn't. I caught about half of the
the
last
end.
chapter and a half. Yeah. It's like,
okay. All right. So what do you think?
I am shocked. I am shocked that it's paranormal.
Yes.
I heard someone say on a Facebook group that it was like a psychic who helped police find people, and then I'm like, and they were asking for it, and I thought it was a different book because she has another book like that. I'm like, oh, it was Mind Games, and they're like, no, it's this one. So I'm like this one isn't paranormal.
I don't remember this being part of the blurb that when I read it, because normally I'm not a paranormally person.
No, and I feel like she puts the paranormal in the synopsis if there is, like Mind Games, which was the 2024 suspense book she has. She has one every year. That said it was paranormal. That said she watched her parents get murdered. Like it said that in the synopsis, like from 100 miles away or whatever. So it said that. This one doesn't. I've read the synopsis multiple times, and on different sites, and I think it was different sites, and I didn't get this.
I didn't either. And then I was like, well, I kind of don't remember what the blurb even said. So maybe but I can't remember why I thought I was interested in this one, because I definitely was. I remember of all the ones that we read, I remember this one being like, oh, I actually think that one is one that I would want to read, even if we didn't read it. And so that I was happy to see oh, Yomika said so too. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't expect this to be so Southern Gothic. Did I miss the paranormal element when I read the cover blurb, or wasn't it hinted at?
It wasn't. I don't think it was. The way I perceived it, I didn't. Maybe other people would, and maybe the Amazon or the Audible synopsis was not accurate or not totally accurate. But yeah.
Yeah, I also feel like at the beginning, I kind of couldn't figure out what was going on. So I kept going back and saying, did I read that first sentence right? She woke up in another girl's body. I was like, did I read this right? Maybe I don't know what that means. But then I kept reading, and I guess I kept reading. Yeah.
And that she, she's kind of astral projecting kind of into other spaces, I guess. It's different. Like her grandmother said it was kind of like she sees vibes of the experiences she'll have. But hers is she's literally in another person's body. She's in that cabinet where she's way too short to see. She's, somewhere else or something like that. I also didn't expect it to have religious trauma. I didn't expect it to be her father is using Christianity as abuse. I knew that her father, obviously at least it says that her father is abusing her. I knew that, but I wasn't expecting it to be religious. I mean, she's written this before. She uses that in other books before, but maybe the heaviest, which I don't like reading stuff like that, religious trauma. Probably the heaviest that I've ever read from her with religious trauma. Yeah. Maybe the last J.D. Robb, maybe one of the couple J.D. Robbs I read had that big, but this is heavy. It's heavier than I thought.
Yeah, I feel like I really like this book a lot, but and I kind of like that. We're 3 chapters in, and I already have questions, right? Yeah. So nothing is being revealed.
No, not yet. No.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
There's definitely more to all of the stories.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's, I don't know, I'm liking the vibes, and that's the thing is we're in this area. It's very She's very atmospheric. We're getting all the vibes, getting all the details. And they said holler. I think they said it twice, right? I think I've heard the spelling is hollow, but it's pronounced holler. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. But it was spelled holler, like hollering. But yeah, I didn't know those existed in North Carolina. I know, like,
I think they exist everywhere.
I don't know that everywhere.
In the South.
In the South, in rural areas, I would say they.
And they probably exist in the North too. We just don't call them holler.
Yeah. But I guess I'm liking it so far, but it's a lot. I don't know.
The writing reads a bit dated. When was this written? I feel like there used to be many books with small towns and violent religions, fathers and meek mothers. Yeah, I feel like there was a period of time when, like, I'm wondering if it was during the first Bush presidency when people were very into, like, religious fathers.
What year is that?
90. 90 what? 90s? Early 90s?
This was written in 2000 or published in 2000.
Okay.
So around then, a little after. Yeah.
Well, 10 years after, maybe.
10 years, I guess that's true. Yeah. I don't think they're obviously not like glorifying it. Like she doesn't have a relationship with her mother. It seems like maybe her father's alive.
Yeah, it seems like they're both alive.
Don't tell them. Like, I was maybe referencing her mother, but then I'm like, them, so it has to be her father too, but like.
Well, yeah, and otherwise, because the grandma said she could have left him, and she, like, didn't, which made me think, well, she's still with him after all these years.
Yeah. I guess it is dated, but this is the thing that violence is a thing that's always going to happen. Right, like it definitely feels like it was written back in the day, but
I think it feels like Nora Roberts wrote it.
It does, yeah, it does. It's so atmospheric, and there's gonna be here's the thing, almost every single female main character in her books is extremely powerful, extremely confident, has a lot of just like, is her own person, has her own business, and even when she writes like stay-at-home mothers, they are like badass stay-at-home moms who are like, setting up, like they're really always, they're going to be powerful characters even when they have what you could say less.
I mean, she has her formula, and so she has to stick to her. Like, you can't churn out 17 books a year if you're not sticking to your formula.
No, true.
But who do you think she's going to fall in love with?
The brother.
Her brother?
Not her brother, the brother.
What brother?
Hope's brother. Jake? No.
Hope's brother.
Cade Laveau. I don't know how to say the last name. Cade.
All right.
That's the point of it, right? So I think she's going to fall in love with Hope's brother. Who's 4 years older? No, who's a couple years older?
Yeah.
So about their family tree, right? So there's JR. JR is the mom's brother, and then there is, who else was that? Wade's mom is also the sibling.
See, I thought Wade's family. Well, at first, when Grandma was talking about it, I thought that was Grandma's son and daughter-in-law.
Yeah, I thought.
And they had a kid, but then later on, it did seem like these people were not related to the grandma for some reason.
No, it seems. I think that her mom, the main character's mom, is like, that's her maternal grandmother, not her paternal grandmother.
Right.
Yeah. Let me look. Let me see. Hold on. She says a name of a woman, and I don't remember the name.
Like Alice Mooney or something like that.
Alice, yes, Alice. So there's Hey, Alice Mooney. I don't know where that is.
I don't know. I made that. I might have made that.
Alice Mooney sounds very familiar. So it says, and you'll see JR right off, and him and Boots will help you get along. I'll go see him and Aunt Boots and Wade. So I'm assuming him and Boots, which probably Boots is the aunt. So I'm assuming it's her mom, and then JR and Boots are siblings, and then Wade is maybe Aunt Boots is a like aunt-in-law, maybe like JR.
So I thought Aunt Boots was JR's wife.
Maybe, yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe they're.
I don't know how many kids Grandma has.
I guess that would make sense. And she says like, if I didn't do that, then I would, like, I'd be regretting you or something like that. Like, you know, I'm glad I made decisions I made or whatever. What was that? I was listening to this.
I feel like there's all of this unknown stuff because we don't know it yet.
Yeah. JR got.
Yeah. JR got some of these relationships. I'm not sure who belongs to who. It's not clear to me.
I'm sure we'll figure it out. It says
he just says they're mixing the names up already. Me too. I feel like there's already so many people in this book. And I'm like, okay. Like the fact that the girl at the real estate office, I thought that was going to be Hope's sister, twin sister. But then it's just a girl from high school. So I'm like, we got too many people happening here. It's like a Dickens novel. You got to like have a chart.
Yes, there will be. I'll never, even if it's simple, I'll never be confident on the characters' names. Like I'm not good at that. No.
I think I'm at the point now where I'm sort of paying attention to names, but not really because I don't know who's going to stay in the book.
Yeah.
Are some of these people just passing through and they're in a chapter or two, or like, and if they're in future chapters, I'll know their name. I'll figure out who they are, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think, I don't know.
So Hope is dead, right? She's not just missing. She's dead.
She's dead. I'm assuming she saw her get murdered in the dream. She doesn't go about it, but not in the dream, but in the vision. She saw
her got murdered. I think
and there's probably more to it. And she didn't. She wasn't immersed in the whole thing. It kind of ended. Then she could maybe eventually we'll go back and we'll see it happen. I hope that's not the plot twist. I hope the plot twist isn't Hope's alive.
Yeah, I think the plot twist is going to be who killed her.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if it's the dad? Oh my God. Did I just guess the plot twist?
Thing.
See, now I'm going to be pissed if I just guessed the plot twist.
But the thing is so when Hope says that, Hope says, I'll never be able to, when Troy, what's her name?
Tori.
When Tori was in Hope's body, she says, like, I'll never be able to love him again or whatever, right? Something of the sort. Will I dream? And then she is sitting. Let me think. Okay. Did she know? Somehow she did know that she would never sit safe on his lap again. Oh, I took that as he's going to hurt her. But no, that is that she's going to die that night, talking to her dad. Yeah. I was like, okay, he's going to hurt her. But no. So I was thinking maybe her dad murdered her, but I guess not.
Oh, no, I think Tori's dad murdered her.
Tori's dad wasn't, I mean, I guess she was in her room after he hurt her. So he could have left, and then that's when she started having the vision.
Or he saw her leave and he went after her.
Yeah.
Oh no, she didn't leave. She was in the closet. Yeah.
So she was in her room or whatever, or I guess in the closet or whatever, and then he beat her. And that's when Tori, so she goes in her room, and then Tori afterwards has the vision. So that must have been a little while after. So maybe the dad could have even gone out to their special hiding spot that wasn't really a secret, but they thought it was a secret. So maybe the dad knew and the dad did it. Like you're saying, right? I don't know.
I don't know what the dad knew. I feel like someone, I don't know. I don't know. That's just my guess out of the blue. Right. It's not, oh, it can't be Tori's father. He was beating Tori while Hope died.
I thought Hope died like half an hour after Tori was being beaten.
I mean, that's the thing that we don't really know, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. The timeline is not
confirmed yet.
Like,
concrete.
I seemed to beat her directly from the kitchen table, but then and so she would not have gone out to meet Tori until after dinner, or Hope, but Hope said she was early. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe somehow Tori also said, I was supposed to go meet whatever, Hope tonight or something.
Maybe. I didn't think Tori ever left. I think Tori that night stayed home.
I agree. She was, because she was like a mess.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have let her leave. Not that I don't know. You know.
I don't think she would have been able to leave.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't think physically she would have been able to.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe I don't know who else it could be. Somebody that, well, the question is, did Hope ever see who it was? My guess is no. Or my guess is it's Tori's father and Tori knows but has repressed it. I don't know.
But that also might be a red herring.
Oh, I'm just making stuff up. I said I wasn't going to guess the twist, and then here I am trying to guess the twist. So don't pay attention to me. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, they agreed to sneak out in the night, and her father beat her before she could sneak out.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But didn't she have a vision while her father beat her? She did have a vision, but I don't know if it was while her father was beating her or if it was while she was like crying in the closet afterwards.
Yeah, I thought it was after, but maybe it was during.
But yeah, it was like she knew that night before they found Hope that Hope was already, like, she knew in her paranormal life.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The question is, did she know before? It kind of made it sound like she knew that this was going to happen to Tori or to Hope even before dinner. Right? When she was like, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't, like, I should have been there to stop it, or I should have stopped it. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have like even scheduled this rendezvous in the first place if you were able to see what was going to happen.
I thought that seems like it was her. It seems like she's writing this down or wrote this down. Maybe. Because it seems like maybe she's famous and people know that she is potentially a psychic. So maybe this is a book she wrote. I don't know. But she's writing this down. And so it seems like maybe that's her for the future kind of commenting on it. Or maybe she had a feeling in the moment. It seems like maybe it's while that she's thinking about it, like while he's beating her. But she's praying and then that tingle starts. And I thought that was after. Like she's praying and then she gets the feeling and then she sees the vision of her friend calling for her.
Yeah, I like this book, but it's not what I thought it was going to be. Like,
me neither. No,
I need to read the blurb and go, we have been duped by this. I mean, I don't care. I like it so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought it was going to be similar to the other book that she has. That's the same thing so it is Undercurrents. The first third of the book is they're like in that time when they're children and experiencing it and the journey throughout from there until they're like 0 to like 12 when they're experiencing abuse and escaping the abuse. And then after that, it picks up when they're adults. So I assumed that's what was going to happen in this one because I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it, which I guess is a good thing. So we don't have to like read all that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I think she didn't know beforehand, but thinks now that Hope would have survived if she had been there for her.
Yeah.
Here's what I do like about this is that she's not like, oh, if I had been there, I would have like died too. Whoo, what a like relief that I didn't do that, right?
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Because that would kind of annoy me.
But I mean, that is probably true. Right. Like if she was there, she's an 8-year-old girl. She can't. I mean, I'm glad she's not like celebrating like she wasn't like that's crazy. But like, she's an 8-year-old girl. What would they have done if that was her dad, or that was probably a grown man? They both would have been killed.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? It's the unknown.
Who knows? Yes, I'm sure we'll know eventually.
I'm sure we will know eventually.
Just keep going, and we'll know eventually. Hopefully, I feel like there's very rarely plot holes in her books. I feel like kind of just smooth over them if there is some. So I feel like we'll know what's going on. Hopefully by the end of the book.
What do you think about Grandma having a love affair?
I like it. I think it's cute. I think it's cute. That guy, he seems nice, and it's very like, it's very old lady-ish. Like, it's very like him being shy. I think that's kind of funny because you don't expect an old man to be like shy and like, oh, sorry, I'll leave now. You know what I mean? You don't expect that, or to be kind of like, I don't know, act like that. And the woman is the one who's like, I'm not in love. No, it's like I never proposed to her. So I think it's cute. I like it. What do you think?
I like it. I feel like it's the comic relief part of the novel. Yeah. I'm curious, like, what's going to like what their role in this whole story is going to be. Like, that's how I feel about all the characters now that have been shown. I'm like, I wonder what they're doing in the story. I wonder what that person's doing in the story.
I think her family. I think Wade is probably going to have a big. I'm spitballing here. I could be totally wrong. Yeah. I think her family is going to have a big part of the story.
Are you surprised that she went back to live in her house?
100%. I was like, so which house did she pick? And then she went back to live in her house, and now she's having like a panic attack because she's viewing into the room where she was being, and it's like, what are we like? Why would you?
I mean, she said, "Look, I'm here to confront the ghosts, so I might as well confront them." But I don't know that I would want to.
No, and it's like, she like. She says, she looks at the house and she's like, this house is behind me. I hope the people there are happy, but I can't care about them. And then the minute she finds out that's empty, she's like, okay, I'll take it. It's like, okay, hold on. I thought you said you didn't want it. Then you said you were done with it. And Nora's books do typically have a remodeling of a home involved with it. Like, almost every single one has like,
but it's almost like she isn't even seeing the newly remodeled home. Like, it's almost like when she opens the door, she sees like the old house.
Yeah. It is. Which I feel like it's kind of a bad. I hope I don't know. Maybe we'll get to love this home as the story goes on. But like, kind of hope that she doesn't stay there. Like, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, I think she's gonna stay there the whole time.
I guess, yeah. But Nora can really turn like a house, like she can really turn it into something beautiful throughout the story. But I feel like most of her books, they don't live in like the trauma house. Like like when it's a situation like this, like, okay, we're gonna sell the house, or even house they loved growing up in, that something traumatic happened in. It was like, no, I'm never going back there again. We're selling it. Or I'm going to buy another house that like is like in the spirit spot, or the love interest already has a house he's remodeling. So like, it's interesting to see her. I don't know.
But she's a psychic. She's going to confront the ghosts.
Yeah.
That's a point. Like, if you are there to find the ghosts, you might as well. I know where the ghosts are. They're in your bedroom closet. So you might as well
live there. Yeah, live there.
But I was surprised. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Although she does seem like antisocial. So I'm curious how she's going to get her business off the ground when she's antisocial. But we'll see.
Interesting.
It's hard to be a business person when you like don't want to
talk to people.
Around people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I don't know why. I just like, I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, she seems pretty. I guess maybe not. Maybe she's not like, I don't know. She's not super as like bubbly and like super social as that receptionist woman
right.
or the whoever that person was. But I don't know. And what is this business? Is it like it's like
Sounds
art?
like a home goods store
Yeah,
with like
I was thinking.
fancy art and crafts.
Yeah,
Arts and crafts.
I guess. I don't know. It seemed like it was just like collections of art
Yeah.
and like just like items and like you said, like home goods. That's basically what Nora has. Like her gift shop is that basically. It's just like small artist in the area.
Yeah, that's what this sounds like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be good to read it together so we can I can not stress about the parts that are gonna give me anxiety. I can just read
Well,
with you
I
guys.
don't know how much more we're going to get about the beatings. I feel like that's sort of background. It's not the main story, right?
I guess that's true.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be.
Because I'm just sort of like, okay, we know her dad is a bad guy. We know he's a really bad guy. We know he's a jerk. We know he's a wife beater and a child beater. Like, I don't need to know any more about that. That seems like.
I don't think Nora's going to hold. I think there's probably gonna be more of it. As I think of the religious trauma, right? Because she saw the church, so I think that maybe
yeah, I think the religious is probably coming back.
That's for the main. That's for the main. I feel I can handle the violence, but the religious trauma, I'm gonna need to take breaks from that. So I'm glad that we're reading this one together.
I feel like the religious thing is going to be a big thing.
It is, yeah, because I feel because they're in a small town, there's a church every 2 properties. Yeah. But I don't know if it's going to be it with the violence because she can go crazy with some. I guess Legacy was only one event, right? But I feel like it's going to keep coming up. I don't know.
Well, I feel like psychics, I guess she did find the ring, but I feel like books that would have psychics in them, it's all about murdering and violent things happening to people and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's not necessarily antisocial, just a bit weary to interact with people who have known her back then.
Yeah. And the fact, I think she's I think it's going to turn out she's going to be a famous author or something like that. So she also nervous for people to be like, can you find my ring or something like that?
I think it's going to turn out that she's a famous psychic and she helped with some big case in New York and she ended up being wrong.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that. I thought maybe, but wow. Yeah, that's a really good theory. Whether she was wrong or right, I could see that being a good theory. But if it was wrong, it's an extra good theory.
I think she's going to, the debacle. What else would be the debacle in New York, right? I think she screwed something up and I don't know. Maybe the kid ended up, or I don't know. That's what I think. She's going to be a famous psychic who got involved in a case.
Yeah.
And I don't know, somebody didn't do it. And I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But I do think it's going to be something about her psychic stuff.
Yes, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Are we back tomorrow then?
I guess we're back tomorrow. Yeah. I will schedule sprints.
Same time?
Tonight, yes. Same time.
Or your channel.
Yes, the channel.
All right. Let me look and see. I guess Priya, I don't know if Priya's still here. Priya, how's your book? Are you still here? Mika, you got anything else to say about this before we go?
Good question.
Well, I guess we don't have to go just yet. I'm trying to be mindful of the time.
Yeah.
It's not 7 yet.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Do you think mom and dad are going to find out where she is?
Yeah. I'm there to come back. I think it's going to be bad. I think maybe not bad, but I think now if her dad is still alive, which I'm assuming he is, I think it's going to get violent again, potentially.
Oh,
now that
she's going to be the victim of a crime again.
Yeah.
You think he's going to go after her?
Yeah. If she finds out, here's the thing. Did it seem like Grandma was talking to Mom and Dad? I hope not. I think that wasn't what's happening. But
no, I don't think so. But then why else would you say don't tell them?
Exactly.
Unless she thinks they're talking.
But if they find out, I don't know if it'll go well. But I don't know. I mean, it could. I'm basing it all off this book, and so far it's been total opposite of undercurrents. So I don't know. But in undercurrents, it comes back. It comes back around. Okay, and it's So I'm assuming this book is. They're gonna find out probably, and it's gonna be a big kerfuffle, whether it's violent or not. And Nora, I think I also have more references because Nora loves to write abusive parents. Like half of her books or more have that element in it, or at least not parents that they're have a good relationship with. So right. I think that her parents, at least her dad, or at least one of them, is gonna come back into the story, and things are gonna happen, whether it's physical or not. That's my take on that.
That's my theory. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I need to let the book simmer before I have more thoughts about it.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, and I feel like 3 more chapters will get us a little bit more
for sure
who everybody is and what's actually happening.
Yeah. And we're already 44 pages into the book, and then
44 pages out of 400.
44 pages is good. It's basically half of 100, which is a good chunk. I think.
So we're 5% into the book is what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, we're 10%.
10%.
If there's 400 pages, we're 40 in.
Yeah, 10%.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Alexa, what's 400 divided by 40?
This might answer your question. 400 divided by 40 is 10.
We're 10. Yeah.
10%, yeah.
I was like, or is it the opposite? Are we only 5? So, okay, so we're 10%.
We're 10. Yeah. 10% in.
10 days to read.
But it's...
Which is fine. We're fine. It doesn't bother me. What else are we going to do? Read a different book? Read another book after we finish this one?
No,
yes. We'll just keep reading this one.
Yeah, read 4 books in a month. Yeah. Because you already read 2 this month for book club. And we read, 4 last month? That's crazy.
Yeah. So see, we're done for the year.
Yeah. We're good. We're all set.
We've already read them. Yeah. Mika, are you liking this book so far? It's hard to say.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I do find that maybe it's just because there's so many people, but I'm reading it slower.
Okay.
And maybe that was because I was confused at the very beginning and had to keep going back to read that first sentence again to be like, wait, she woke up in another girl's body, but she's talking about all of this stuff like she's the girl. And I was like, I don't. Yeah. So maybe then I was like, okay, slow down.
Slow down. Let's just keep going and we'll figure out what happens.
Keep going. You'll figure it out. It will all come clear or it won't. And I'll be like, what is going on?
I feel like it became clear.
It did. It did. But I do find I'm reading it slower.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
I am probably going to go back either tonight, probably not tonight. We'll see. Or tomorrow morning and reread that last chapter and a half just to kind of read slower. Yeah.
So do we think the shadow man, is a real man or a ghost? At the end of chapter 3, when she looks up and sees the man-shaped shadow.
Oh, that's a ghost. That's a ghost. So that's an image.
I think it's a ghost. I think it's a real person.
I don't think it's a real man standing right there. I think that it is in her memory. She's kind of imagining her father or another man standing there.
Okay.
Maybe it is a real person and it's the brother.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a ton of doctor's appointments. Oh, in the next 2 weeks. Okay. I might be home late. I need to check. But tomorrow I'm free. Okay. So let's do tomorrow and then we'll figure out next week
what we're doing from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I think that was a man that Hope saw. Oh, Oh,
Okay.
Look, we all have different theories.
Okay, interesting.
We like randomly really did pick the best time, this like the best chapter to stop.
Yes, the best
right?
point to stop at. Yeah.
Where it's that cliffhanger. What's going to happen? Who is it?
Yeah, I feel like we typically do that. Like we're pretty good at accidentally stopping.
Sometimes we get really lucky.
Sometimes we're bad. Sometimes it's the bad timing. But I feel like most of the time we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How funny that we all think it's someone different.
Yeah.
Or a different thing. Yeah, like I think that might be my challenge is with this book, knowing when is she being paranormal and when is it
Okay.
and clearly, since I still can't get it straight in my head between Tori and Hope. So yes, maybe an evening to let it all like simmer will straighten it all out in my head.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Agreed.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's do tomorrow, and then we'll figure out next week.
Yes. Sounds like a plan. Okay.
What do we do next week?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow on Tina's channel.
Yes.
All right. You're not doing StreamYard. You're doing the other one though, right? Or you don't know?
I might try to do something with my computer and like have like the big computer out there and like have it just up so I can click on the comments, but then have me on here. If that doesn't pan out, I'm gonna use the other one.
Okay.
What's it called? Restream.
Don't remember.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I'll see you, Tina. Bye, Mika.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.